Perfect. Well, it's been a big week. It's nice to be here at Comedy Hour. I'm glad we all now have the new GTA cheat code figured out. It's good to get that out of the way. GTA on VR just came out, and if you need infinite weapons, there you go. So, my girlfriend said that I should start talking about me on stage, which is, it's never really been my thing. I never really found my life to be that interesting. She says you have a very interesting life. It's very unique. It's very different. You're like a little snowflake. Special. So I grew up in a single mother household, Irish Catholic, very strict. And this is the byproduct of living with a single mother. Yeah, here we go. And I think that has a lot to say about my mom, a lot more to say about my mom than it does about me. My mom is the shit. She's awesome. She raised a motorcycler, not me, and a skateboarder. That was me. And in one house, our house was a vibe. You know what I'm saying? We were noticed in our neighborhood. Okay? And anyway, so two things you're not supposed to talk about on stage is politics and religion. So let's get into both. Yeah. I think Skip is kind of like our Joe Biden. And I'm not saying he's like falling off his bicycle like in Maryland and stuff, but hear me out. I don't care who you voted for or if you didn't vote, I don't give a shit. But all I'm saying is there's a lot of people working under this person that gets a lot of credit, right? And you're one of these people if you're in this crowd tonight. So give yourself a round of applause. Like you are helping this organization come together and do cool stuff. Yeah. Good work. Good work. And I love Skip. You know, I say hi to him at least once a day. That's about all I get. He's like the president. You don't get much time with him. He's covered by secret agents and, he's a very busy man. That's, supposedly. But, anyway, I grew up in an Irish Catholic single mother household. I went to a Christian school. We had to wear uniforms. And we had school all day. We had chapel after school. We had baseball practice after that. I was a very, very busy person at 7 years old. Very busy, okay? And since a young age, I've always loved religion. I've always just thought it was fascinating. I was praying to Jesus. I was just fascinated by it. I think it's a very interesting subject. All the different ways that people come together as a community to celebrate something, a power greater than themselves. I think it's fascinating. I think it's beautiful. It's great. It's a lot of fun. It's amazing. All the different cultures, Jewish, Muslim, Christian, atheism. Throw Mormons in there. I don't care. It's cool. Those people get a lot of shit done, if you know what I'm saying. Good, bad, and ugly. But one thing that I always thought was interesting, because I'm gonna try to stay in my lane here on religion. There's this guy in the Bible, and his name is Jesus. Have you guys heard of this guy?
No.
Walked on water, water into wine, fish out of fucking left field, you know what I mean? Pretty spectacular, supposedly, according to the text. Now, however, and we had to study this stuff in school. We had to study the Bible, study Jesus, New Testament, all this different stuff, right? And I was always like, this guy's the shit. He's so cool. We're singing songs about him. He's the man. And there's this section that, if you ask me, is missing. Right? He's a baby in a manger. The chosen one has come back to planet Earth. Next thing you know, he's doing miracles. And I'm like, what happened to the guy in the interim? Where was he? What was he doing? And he was a He was a carpenter, per se. Right? Isn't that what they say in the Bible? This guy was a woodworker. And I'm like, what was the guy building? Was he building Last Supper tables? See those new condos in downtown Tel Aviv? Oh yeah, that was him. He was right there. Was he building crucifixes? What was the guy up to? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. And that's okay. I think some things left unsaid is okay. And yeah, I guess we'll leave it to mystery with Jesus. Lovely guy, inspiring. Well, what was he doing? I got into comedy because I thought that being funny was important. I thought that having a rough time in your life and somebody making you laugh was actually a very important skill. It's like being tickled in a way, in a mental way. You're being tickled, and it's important to have those belly laughs when you're in a tough spot, right? That helps everybody get through the day. It's really, really important. But the thing I've learned so far about being into comedy, not only are you recording yourself for a YouTube channel, it gets very serious very quick. And it's hard. I ran a triathlon last week. Who cares? This is way harder than that. There's a lot of writing. There's a lot of practice. You need to have a crowd. You need lighting. You need a microphone. There's a lot of things that go into comedy that just don't come out of nowhere. So it's a lot of work. For anyone that's coming up here tonight on this stage, I give them my round of applause. I really, really respect you. It takes a lot of confidence, and I wish you the best, because it's not easy. Now, back to me. Got my hair cut a couple weeks ago. You guys do that? You guys still get haircuts here at Omega? Anybody? Cuts her own hair. Great. And hair's a big thing here at Omega. Some people have a shit ton of hair. Some people have very little hair. Does it matter? I don't know. But what I do know is that we're very aware of our own hair all the time. Right? We're always thinking about, oh, did I get laid last night? Did I shave my hair last night? Did they care? Did it matter? We're very aware of our own hair. And the older I get, the less I like my haircuts. And maybe that's because there's less and less hair to cut when I'm getting a haircut. But there's something about it that I'm like, despite what I'm going through in my life, I always blame the barber. And sure, some of you are walking around like, oh, I paid $200 for my haircut. Well, for me, it's $40, okay? And as a kid, it was $12. $12 solid, get whatever kind of haircut you want. And now it's $40. Gas is $1 million. Groceries are through the roof. And avocado's $9. I mean, in this economy, getting your haircut, I don't know. I might just go hippie style. I mean, look at you, for example. You're filming me, Jenna. Yes. Thank you, and I appreciate that. Mm-hmm. But you're covered in hair. Yeah. There's a ton of hair in that chair right now. Yeah. Mm-hmm. There's. And I think that's great. You're walking with confidence. Thank you. And that's the big thing. That's my big takeaway from tonight is confidence. Coming up here, doing your thing, doing your life confidently makes a world of a difference. It really does. Short hair, long hair, covered in hair, whatever. So, I'm an options guy. Does that make sense? Anybody else like options? Yeah. Options. I would pay for options. Like, take me to a restaurant and I want to be at Cheesecake Factory. Have you ever seen that menu? Mm-hmm. It's that's the Iliad right there. Here's page after page. Do I want kung pao chicken? Do I want the linguine and clams? Do I want dessert? I don't know. A lot of options. Now, this next joke's not going to really make as much sense if you don't live in the trailer park. However, one area that I don't like options in, doing my laundry. You guys do your laundry in the trailer park? Anybody? Yeah. And this never really occurred to me until I met a young man named Blaze. And Blaze, great guy, right? Heart of gold, pony boy, love the kid. And he's like, do you ever get your laundry clean here, Dad? I'm like, no. He's like, me neither. I'm using a cup and a half of this shit. And I still can't get the steak out of it. And it's a good point, because I just did laundry today. And I'm looking at the washing machine and I'm like, how do you do your laundry here? Are you a normo-eco person? Are you a bulky? Are you a heavy? Are you your whites? Is this your favorites? Is this your delicate? Is this a spin dry? Is this a dry spin? I don't know. There's no thing in the handbook about how to get your laundry clean here. We know the detergent's no good. And don't get me started on the drying. Oh, the drying is always sensing how wet. Is it damp? Is it wet? Is it super wet? Sometimes it's never dry. You run the damn thing for 2.5 hours and you wonder why there's a traffic jam in the laundry room. And I'm sitting here wondering, who is doing this right? Is it housekeeping? It's definitely not maintenance. I changed the filter, doesn't do a damn thing. I don't really have any more prepared material. If you guys want to keep talking, I'm willing to hang out and take questions. But ooh, way to cut it to the core. Nice. My YouTube channel is a bit all over the place. There's some burger shows on there, some hamburger TV shows about eating hamburgers in public. Don't recommend it, no. I mean, if you want to like, follow, and subscribe, but that's what all the people say. So, don't do that.
What does the barber charge to do your pubes?
I'm glad you asked. You can follow my podcast and you can check out manscaped.com. I was actually born hairless down there. I'm glad you asked. Yeah, I'm a hairless cat, really.
Still 30s?
No, it's still in the 40s.
Oh, it's 40s.
Yeah. I go Brazilian wax. Yeah.
I was a triathlon.
Oh. Got driven home in a cop car. That was fun. Yeah. There I was. I was in 10th place. Coming out of the water like a salmon. Right? And there I was. Hop on my bicycle. I know this thing's not dialed, right? I'm tripping out. I'm thinking, I got the ride in me. Come on, I can do it. 95% of the way, conquering all the biggest hills, flat tire. Oh. In 10th place. I'm like, I'm feeling pretty good. There I am, I'm sprinting up the last 2-3 miles with my bike. And there's these old ladies, most people in the triathlon community are like in their 60s or 70s, believe it or not. There's only 3 people in my age group. I took second, probably. But most people are like that older group. So there's these women, these old men, they're riding by me and they're like, hey man, this isn't for everyone. And I'm sitting there, yeah. What, do you got two tires filled up? Good for you. Good for you. Yeah, you think I wasn't gonna smoke you, dude? Come on. Humbling. So I run into the one other guy. This is a funny story. I run into the one other guy, Richard, who also had a flat tire. Talking to the cops voluntarily, not my thing. It's never been in. So he's like, we got troopers, directing traffic for us to do the race. And he's like, yeah, let's just hop in a cop car and get a ride for the rest of the way, right? And sure I do. And the funny thing about that is, cops, my brother's a cop, I respect their work, I know it's super difficult, and we hop in, and once you're locked in a cop car, you're locked in. They got a lot of questions. You know, I'm covered in tattoos, my shirt's off, I'm sweaty, and next thing you know, the guy is like, the trooper, the female woman, I assume that she was a female, I don't know, it's 2022, you never know today. So they're asking me, we need your name, your address, your date of birth, all these different things. And the crazy part was, this guy that also had the flat tire in the triathlon, I say my name and all my information first, and the guy says, no way, are you serious? You're born on August 7th? And I'm like, yeah, I am. August 7th, 1988. And the guy says his birthday, August 7th, 1953. How often do you meet somebody with your birthday? How often are you doing a triathlon? How often are you flat tiring with somebody with your birthday in a cop car, right? So they're real nice, and anyway, I got to run through the rest of the race, and I got a silver medal, and I was proud of it. But that was the story. Yeah. Thank you guys so much. My